Hi, this video is for the V block in Fusion 360. Uh, with this one, changing things up a little bit. Usually, I would give you a pictorial or an isometric view to draw. This time, I'm going to do the other way around and give you the orthographic view, and then you're going to have to create the solid model, then recreate the orthographic view with the isometric and full dimension. Okay. So we have here our front view and our top view. Okay. Uh, so what we're going to do is we got to create, pick one of these two views to draw. And for this one, obviously, it's going to be the front view is going to be the easiest. Okay. So we're going to go into Fusion. Again, double check to make sure our units are in inches. And they are. So I'm going to create a sketch, and I want to make sure that I am in the front view. So I click on the front view. So now I want to kind of sketch this item. Okay. I'm just going to go free-handed right now. Just go to the line. Then we're going to go straight across, up. Be careful not to hit that. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Bring it over, up, over. We have our little angle here. Straight down, over, up. And I want to make sure that I'm even with all this. Okay, I'm even with this corner, and I'm at 90 degrees. Come up where, okay, I'm even again. Over, down, and come down until I am even. Again, if that line doesn't pop up, move your cursor over. Okay, bring it over so you can see that line. There we go. Okay, again, we'll make sure this is nice and straight. Right there and there. Okay, and make sure that your object is blue so you know you won't have any openings. Okay, time to do dimensions. All right, so this thing is 5 1/4 inch long, or 5.25. There we go, the dimension. Click that down, 5.25. All right, do this so we can see it better. Okay, the whole height is 1.75. So we click the very top, the very bottom, bring it over to the side. 1.75. Okay. If this gets in your way, you can always hit this little arrow right there if you haven't figured it out to close it. Okay. Most of the time I leave it open just for convenience. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Let's go ahead and kind of work on this base. And we know the height of this base is 0.38. So let's do that. So in dimension, click on that line, 0.38. Okay. Notice this side didn't come up. I could dimension this one, or I could use my horizontal constraint and say that corner needs to be aligned with that corner. Okay. That's why if I ever go back and change this, this will change as well. Okay. All right, so that's kind of the base. Now let's go with this part here. All right, we know that this edge comes over 1.5 inches. So let's do that. Dimension. I click on that line right there. 1.5. Bring that over. Now you can see that this thing kind of messed up on me. When that happens, you just click on that line and drag it over. Okay. In fact, this edge should be lined up with this one. So let's do that too. Hit that one and hit that one if they're not aligned with each other. Okay. Okay, we know this little spot right there is 1/4 inch. So let's do that. Dimension. This coming up, 0.25. Same thing on this side. I click the two corners here. 0.25. Okay. If all these little symbols are kind of getting in your way, it's getting confusing, you can go back in your panel and turn off the show constraint, and it all disappears. All right, our next one is that the length of our top block is 2 1/4. So let's scroll this down a little bit, back into my dimension. Click on the 2 points, bring it up, 2.25. All right. Now we got all this here. Again, you see that it's kind of messed up. And we know, let's do the little notch down there. That notch is 0.31 long. So let's put that in. Okay, click on that. Bring it down a little bit, 0.31. There we go. It is 0.19 tall. So click here and here, 0.19. Okay. Make sure the 2 points line up. Again, I'm going to use that wonderful horizontal vertical constraint. So they're all lined up. All right. Okay, next is that these two lines are at a 90-degree angle. Okay, again, to do angles, click it into our dimension, not that, dimension. We're going to hit the two lines, bring it straight up. We're going to say 90. Okay, perfect. All right, let's check something here. Yep, it's kind of nice and high. All right, should be centered. It doesn't quite look centered, does it? All right, so we got to somehow center this. And since I had that mark here, how am I going to get this nice and centered? Okay, one way you can do it is to mention in this corner right here. We got to do a little math. Okay, so let me bring my calculator out so we can do this. We know this whole length here is 2.25. Okay. We know this length here is 0.25, so let's subtract that, 0.25. And we got to do it again because it's on this side, so subtract 0.25. Okay. And then we have this distance here, so let's subtract that, 0.13. Okay. What did I do wrong here? Let's try it again. 0.2, subtract ½ inch, subtract 0.31. There we go. That's a little bit better. I must have misclick. So this is the distance we haven't used yet. And since there's two of them, we got divided by 2. Okay, 0.72. So if I dimension this line, going straight up and say 0.72, it's centered. Okay, so here's where you can use your math skills. All right, so our front view is done. So we're going to head and finish sketch. Okay, let's go into an isometric view. Now, according to this scale, which is our top view, which shows length and thickness, that is 1.5. So we're going to extrude 1.5. There's our V block. All right, so we're going to head and save this. I'm going to save it under drafting. Okay, as the V block. Right, now I'm going to go to File, New Design, or New Drawing from Design. Okay, again, we're making sure we're in inches. Again, we're going to go 11, 8.5. Say OK. Okay, that's way too small. What happens if we do full size? And you know what? At this point, let's back it off just a little bit. Now, this is where it's nice to have it. So yeah, we're going to keep it big scale here. I'm going to say OK. All right, we're going to project. We're going to project our front view and our isometric. Say OK. Okay, let's deal with the isometric because it's probably going to see, well, it's coming out. And you're right. Nothing should go past the borderline. Okay, so I double click on this. One, I'm going to do the shade. Okay, and from the scaling, okay, let's go wipe all this out. Let's make it half the size. Okay, now there's no circle, so we don't have to worry about center lines. Then we got to do our dimensions. Well, I know the first dimension is going to be thickness, so it's this line. Let's bring it out this way. And again, we can refer to our drawing here. Okay, so we have our length. Let's put that foot. And we're going to do it here. I'm going to bring it down because I know there's going to be a lot of stuff up here, and I don't want to get it too cluttered. Okay. We have our thickness right here. So let's zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. So we're going to click on these 2 points, bring it over. And then we have our height. Now when you bring it, make sure that the dimension is parallel to the surface. Okay. Now there isn't a lot of room here for the number and arrows. Let's see what happens if I move this in between. You can see the arrows pop out. And that's good. That's okay. That's what we want. Okay. They should be a little bit close together, about 1/4 of an inch apart. See, they're pretty close here. Okay, we got this dimension here. So we're going to go back into our dimension. Click that line and bring it up. Okay. Then we have our dimension of the overall line here. And I'm going to place it and then I'm going to fix it. And we have this line right here. We'll bring it up. We're going to bring that one up. Okay, so that one's this one, this one, this one. We got to 90 degrees. Because I want to click on the 2 lines to create the 90 degrees. Okay, we have the thickness here of our little keyway. Now I'm not going to place it here because we want to try to avoid putting any dimensions on the object. And I'm going to just bring it out here. Okay. Now you'll notice the difference between this dimension and this one. This one, the extension line stops just short of the object. Because this one's going inside, it goes past it. Okay. Now this one, we have some choices. Okay, I could put it here and pull it down, but I don't have a lot of room down here. I could do it up here. Okay. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Move this down just a hair. Okay. And then I could dimension this. Okay. It's not the ideal place, but it will work. Okay. So all my dimensions are in. Now I kind of align things up. Yeah. So these dimensions here should be all nice and straight. Okay. Let's see can I move this in the middle? Yeah, but it looks a little bit crowded. So let's go ahead and put this one back. We're going to keep that one there. Just going to make sure that they are somewhat lined up to each other. That's okay. Can I put that in the middle? Yeah, but it's crowded, so I'm going to leave it outside. All right. And I'm going to try to raise this up just a little bit. All right. So there's all my dimensioning. Again, you're going to save it. Turn this in. And you're done with this assignment. Okay. Any questions or problems, let me know. And I'll see you next time.